So in this video, let's look at the structure of this nucleic acid from the chapter biomolecules. In my previous video, have shown you the chemical composition of what this nucleotides is made up of actually. So to sum up what this nucleotide is made up of, or is the nucleotide actually is made up of three components here. So on hydrolysis of DNA and RNA, we get a pentose sugar, phosphoric acid, and a base, purine or a pyrimidine base. So in other words, the nucleotide is made up of all this: pentose sugar, phosphoric acid, and base. So let's look at structure of nucleotide by how these are linked to one another. Right. So if you look at the structure of how this sugar is attached to this phosphoric acid and the base, first of all, take this pentose sugar. This is a pentose sugar with a 5-membered ring. You can have a look at my previous video. So these are numbered as 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, and 5 dash here because the bases will be numbered in the bases. The numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In order to avoid the confusion, we are numbering as 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, and 5 dash. And here at 1 dash position of this instead of the O, so there is a base which is attached here. So at 1 dash position of this pentose sugar, we have a base which is attached, and rest all is the same, like a pentose sugar. So this is a structure of a pentose sugar with the base. So pentose sugar with the base is called as a nucleoside. So at that 1 dash position of a sugar, if a base is attached, we are calling it as a nucleoside. And if this nucleoside again is attached to a, so this is a again a nucleoside with the base. So this is a base I'm drawing first at 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, and this is a 5 dash where CH2OH is there. So now so rest all is same, HOH. So at the 5 dash position, if a phosphoric acid is attached, so phosphate group is attached here. So here, what do I write now? Instead of CH2OH, I'll attach now to this the phosphate group. So O, P. So this is a nucleotide. Right. So to sum up here, what is the sugar plus base is called as a nucleoside. So I'm writing here sugar plus base is a nucleoside, and plus phosphoric acid here is a nucleotide. Sugar with the base attached at 1 dash position is nothing but a nucleoside, and the phosphate group which is attached at the 5 dash position of this is called as the nucleotide. This is the structure of the nucleotide. So here DNA and RNA or RNA whatever are what the polymer. It's a polymer of these nucleotides, nothing but a polynucleotide. So this nucleotides are attached here or joined by means of what? Phosphodiester linkages. So here I'll show you the how these two nucleotides are joined together. So first is this is first nucleotide. So this is a base here with the base, and here this is for DNA. So DNA here a deoxyribose without the oxygen here. So H. So at the 5 dash position of it, there is a phosphate group here, right? So O, P, O minus, double bond O. This is one nucleotide. This is what? This is the sugar, this is the base, this is the phosphate group. And again, this is a second nucleotide. Again, the same thing I'll write. This is the sugar, this is the phosphate group base, which is attached here at the 1' position of it. So rest is H, 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 OH. And again, at the 5' position of this, we have a phosphate group, which is linked to it. Right. So how these two nucleotides are joined by means of a phosphodiester linkage. How this linkage is being formed? It's between 5' of one nucleotide is attached to the 3', third' carbon atom of the other nucleotide with the help of a pentose sugar. So here, if you can see here, so this 1', 2', 3', 4', and this is a 5'. So here also 1', 2', this is another nucleotide, 4' and 5'. So 5' of this is linked to the 3' of the next nucleotide. So where is the linking occurring? I'll show you. So this carbon atom is linked to the third carbon atom with the help of this phosphate group. So that is why phosphodiester linkage. So I'll show you the linkage here, how this is attached. This is first nucleotide. So I'll draw the first nucleotide. So this is the first nucleotide with the base here. So we have CH2. We'll write this as it is. We are not changing. So double bond O, O minus, right? So here this is a 5'. No, this is 4', this is 5'. Right. So this will be 3'. So 3' of this is linked to the 5' of this. So this is how this is formed. This by the elimination of the water molecule. So water molecule is eliminated. So OH of this and H of the next this oxygen. So here phosphodiester linkage is being formed. Oxygen, phosphorus. So oxygen. Right. So this is double bond O, O minus. So this is what? Another sugar with the base here. This is one sugar. This is another sugar, which is a base which is being formed. H, 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 H. So, oh, yeah, CH2 is there in between, right? So I'll write this CH2 as. So O and CH2. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3' of this is linked to the 5' of another carbon atom. Right. Between how this phosphodiester linkage is being formed? This linkage is being formed by joining the 3' carbon atom of one nucleotide with the 3' carbon atom of another nucleotide. So I'll show you with the red pen. So this is phosphodiester linkage, which is being formed in between what? 3' of one carbon atom and the 5' of another carbon atom. Right. So this is how all the nucleotides are connected by means of 5', 3' linkages. Here, resulting in the formation of long polynucleotide chain here. Right. So this is 3' carbon atom, 2', 1', again this is what 5'. So this is which end here, if you can see here 3' carbon atom linked to again 5' here. So this is 3' end or 3' end of the chain or 3' terminus. If you can see here, this is a 5' end of the chain. So we can name it as 3', 5'. So here we are naming the nucleic acid with ends here, 5', 3' end or 3', 5' and whatever. Right. So this is a formation of how dinucleotide chain is being formed here. So how a polynucleotide chain is formed in a simple version is sugar. First of all, it is linked to a base and a phosphate. So base, it is base at 1' position and phosphate group at 5' position. This phosphate is again linked to the next sugar at 3' position, right? So next sugar, this is linked with a 3' of this and 5' of this with the help of phosphate. Again, this sugar base phosphate, this sugar base phosphate. So this one is a repeating unit. You can see that is the sugar with the base and the phosphate is called as a nucleotide, and this is repeated number of times, resulting in the long polynucleotide chain, which is nothing but the nucleic acid. So this is how you see the linkage here. Yes. So here, the nucleic acids actually, if you see the structure of it, has two types of structure, or you can see it can be two levels of structure here, primary structure and secondary structure. So if you look at the primary structure, this is nothing but the sequence of nucleotides, how they are arranged that forms a primary structure. So if you take the nucleic acid here, so these are the nucleotides. The sequence of these nucleotides is nothing but the primary structure, how these nucleotides are arranged, right? So the DNA or RNA is very different for different human beings or different beings here. So the sequence of these nucleotides is different for different beings. So this sequence actually forms the primary structure. And there's also secondary structure of DNA, and how this primary structure how this nucleic acids can be, the structure of it can be described, described by Watson and Crick. So Watson and Crick model it is called as, gave a double-stranded helix structure for this DNA. That means it consists of two strands here. If you can see, this is one strand and this is another strand. We are naming it as 5', 3', and 3', 5'. That means they run anti-parallel to each other. The two strands are wound around each other, resulting in a double-stranded helix structure for this DNA. And these two strands are complementary to one another. That means they're running anti-parallel to one another. So that is why we are naming it as 5', 3', and 3', 5' to the other strand here. These two strands are complementary to one another, and these two strands are held by means of hydrogen bonds. That means here, what are the bases which are present here? Adenine, guanine are the pyrimidines. These are the purines which are present. And what are the pyrimidines which are present in DNA here? So purines are adenine, guanine, and pyrimidines are thymine and cytosine here. So always adenine base with thymine and guanine with cytosine in this complementary strand. That is why these two strands I'm saying they are complementary to one another. Wherever there is G, there is a pairing with the C. Wherever there is A, there is pairing with the T by means of two hydrogen bonds here with adenine and thymine, and three hydrogen bonds with the pairing for guanine and cytosine. So these two strands are complementary to one another and running anti-parallel to each other, and they're held by means of these hydrogen bonds in between the bases, purine bases and the pyrimidine bases. Whenever we hydrolyze this, that is why, because there is always a pairing, the strands are complementary to one another, we get the purines ratio to the pyrimidines is always 1:1, because the strands are complementary to one another. And when we look at the secondary structure for RNA, in secondary structure for RNA, it is single stranded, it's no double stranded, it's just a single stranded helix we can see for RNA. And this sometimes it folds back on itself. So looking like a double stranded, but it's not double stranded, but it can fold back on itself. So resulting in a pseudo double stranded helix type. So this is a hairpin structure we can see for this. Actually, it folds back on itself. So only one strand, that is why here it is, I'm naming it as 3', 5' terminus. So whenever there are complementary bases, the pairing occurs. Whenever there is no complementary basis, there is no pairing here, we can see. So what are the pairings? Pyrimidines we can see here, purines and the pyrimidines. So always again the purines are the same here, adenine and guanine. So always A pairs with T and G with, oh, no, this is uracil, AU. So instead of thymine, what is the pyrimidine which is present here? It is the uracil and G with C here. So AUGC, this is the pairing we can see in RNA whenever there is a complementary basis. So AUGU A. So A, if there is U, the pairing occurs. U, if there is A, the pairing occurs. If it's some other G, no pairing. Again, if it is C, the pairing occurs. U, if there is A, pairing occurs. If there is something, no. That is fine. So A, again U, pairing occurs. So this is how you see here. When we hydrolyze this RNA, that means when RNA is hydrolyzed, the ratio of the purines and pyrimidines is not equal to 1:1 because here they're not complementary to one another. We fall back in itself. Whenever there is a complementary basis, the pairing occurs. Otherwise, no. That is why when we hydrolyze this, the purines is to pyrimidines is not equal to 1:1. And what are the biological functions of this nucleic acids? Yes, it's very important here because these are the reserves of what the genetic information. There's a reserve of genetic information that's been transmitted from one generation to the another. So for millions of years, over millions of years, they've been responsible for maintaining this genetic identity. They are transmitting over millions of years from generation to generation, from parents to offspring. The characters have been transmitted from one generation to the generation, and this DNA is actually responsible for the reserve of this genetic information. Yes, a DNA molecule actually is responsible for self-duplication also, self-duplication. So identical DNA strands are being formed to the daughter cells, are transferred to the daughter cells. Another important function is the protein synthesis. Actually, the proteins are synthesized by RNA, but the information for this synthesis is present with the DNA. So information actually present with the DNA, this information is passed on to the RNA, then RNA will synthesize this protein. So this is about the primary and secondary structure of nucleic acids. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. The whole chapter of this biomolecules has been discussed on my YouTube channel, and the details of this has been given in the description box below.